take a slow, unforced breath and let your heavy eyes close. You found your way to this quiet room, and you are safe here tonight. There will be no sudden jumps in volume, no loud interruptions, and no mid-roll ads. Everything in this space was built with one purpose: to help you fully let go. I know how exhausting it is to carry the heavy burden of fixing everything during the day. Your body is lying down, but your brain holds on to that tight armor of hypervigilance. I know that struggle because I lie awake in this same dark room, using these sounds to survive. Tonight, you do not have to predict the future or solve problems that haven't happened yet. We are locking the heavy gates to the outside world, and nobody can demand your energy here. Let my soft voice share the weight of your silence, while the rain washes the day away. Your active shift of controlling reality is over. The protective night shield is active. You have done enough. You have fought enough. And now you can exist without conditions. Let us begin by acknowledging the invisible web of tension locking your shoulders in place. You are trying to hold your life together, even while resting in the dark. Your mind spins with projections of tomorrow, trying to prevent every possible mistake. But the midnight hour is a neutral territory where your control has no power. The world will spin without your intervention, allowing you to drop the reins. Listen to how the cold drops of rain against the window challenge your need for certainty. The rain does not plan its path, it just falls beautifully and trusts the gravity. Your tired nervous system is invited to follow this rhythm of organic surrender. The frantic urgency to map out your life before morning is a trap born from exhaustion. You are permitted to leave the unwritten chapters of your future completely blank tonight. Feel the comforting density of the dark air settling over your chest like a warm hand. The desperate habit of hyper-focusing on your surroundings is losing its anxious necessity. My soft whisper is here to act as an anchor, a reminder that you are safe. The demanding roles you play for your family and society are dissolving into the shadows. You do not have to be a protector in this room. You are just a soul resting. There is a profound medicine in realizing that you are helpless against the coming day. No amount of overthinking tonight can alter a single second of what happens tomorrow. Realizing this truth is not a defeat, it is the most beautiful liberation. You can finally stop fighting the flow of time and pushing against reality. The sanctuary we are entering requires nothing from you accept your willing surrender. Watch from a quiet distance how your thoughts try to maintain their grip on your brain. They tell you that if you stop worrying, everything around you will instantly crumble. But that is just the defensive whisper of an ego forced to be strong for too long. You can gently smile at that old mechanism and tell it that its service is over. The heavy machinery of your daily survival is slowing down, its gears turning quiet. The deep ambient pads are expanding the narrow spaces between your anxious memories. Where there used to be a tight knot of control, a cool emptiness is beginning to spread. Your brain is realizing that it is completely hidden away from the prying eyes. You are wrapped in an invisible cloak of non-responsibility, a vacation from your identity. The constant need to justify your existence through productivity is melting into the dark. Let the physical weight of your tired limbs confess how exhausted your spirit has been. You carried the unsaid worries of so many people and anticipated so many emergencies. But within the secure boundaries of this shelter, your only remaining duty is to breathe. The quiet air you inhale is pure, light, and empty of the toxic static of hypervigilance. We are leaving the shores of control behind, moving steadily toward the silent waters. Your heavy, exhausted shoulders no longer need to bear the rigid weight of permanent defense tonight. The invisible, heavy armor you were forced to wear to fight the daylight can now be slowly, piece by piece, unbuckled. You have been keeping your guard up for so many long, draining hours without a single moment of genuine, uninterrupted rest. But there are absolutely no threats, no harsh judgments, and no active crises waiting for you in this dark room. Let the cold, protective sheets of your daily survival armor slide gently and soundlessly onto the quiet floor. Feel the sudden, deeply profound wave of relief as your chest finally expands without that tight, anxious restriction. The desperate, lifelong necessity to protect everything around you is fading into a soft, meaningless shadow tonight. Your tired physical body is finally allowed to feel the true, immense depth of its heavy, accumulated fatigue. Holding on to mental control while trying to find rest is like fighting a losing battle against the laws of gravity. You can safely trust the unyielding, solid structure of your bed to fully hold your weight without you holding yourself. The frantic, calculating intellect is beginning to realize that the long, chaotic war of the daylight is officially over. Every sharp, locked muscle around your neck, forehead, and jaw is receiving permission to fully, beautifully soften. You do not have to stay on high alert anymore, constantly scanning the silent darkness for unexpected, sudden problems. The steady, continuous downpour of the rain against the glass is a perfect sonic invitation for your quiet surrender. Let the protective, thick cloak of the night dissolve the remaining chemical tension from your weary nervous system. Look closely from afar at how your active mind still wants to stay awake just to keep monitoring your immediate reality. It is an old, deeply rooted habit born from carrying far too many unsaid, heavy responsibilities for others. But you can gently, patiently reassure your anxious ego that the internal perimeter of this room is completely secure. My velvet voice will remain here as a loyal guardian to watch over the stillness while you drop your heavy weapons. You are beautifully hidden away, totally insulated from the loud, cold, and calculating rush of human life. The heavy, exhausting necessity to analyze your past mistakes is quietly slipping away into the dark, static shadows. The unpredictable future is nothing more than an unwritten shore that does not require your immediate intervention. Your only real, sacred purpose in this exact, fleeting micro-moment is to simply exist, breathe, and accept the quiet. With every slow, natural, and organic exhalation of your chest, another heavy link of your mental armor falls away. The spacious, cool darkness around your pillow is expanding, creating a beautiful, protective cocoon of absolute rest. I know how frightening it can genuinely feel to completely relax your tight, defensive grip on your life and destiny. When you have been forced to be strong for so long, letting go of control feels like a dangerous vulnerability. But inside this sacred sanctuary, your total, unconditional defenselessness is your ultimate, most beautiful power tonight. You are perfectly, completely permitted to be weak, to be quiet, and to be beautifully empty of all thoughts. The demanding, loud world outside has lost its sharp ability to pierce the thick walls of your private nighttime shelter. Listen to how the rich, healing, ambient pads are smoothing out the jagged, anxious edges of your remaining awareness. They are slowly infusing the quiet air of this bedroom with an unshakable certainty of total psychological safety. Your active social identity is growing remarkably thin, beautifully blending into the long, motionless shadows of the night. The urgent plans and frantic structures you built during the day are losing their color, turning into harmless dust. You have officially retired from your earthly duties, and your mental shift of protecting reality is completely done. The rigid, heavy fortress of your daily stress has beautifully crumbled into a quiet, peaceful valley of total stillness. Your inner focus is settling into a slow, majestic cadence that perfectly matches the rhythm of the falling rain. The exhausting psychological resistance has been entirely replaced by a profound, flooding sense of deep physical relief. Your fading awareness is drifting far away from the mechanics of thinking, planning, and anticipating future outcomes. The armor is completely gone, the mind is beautifully open, and your quiet soul is ready to enter the inner sanctuary. Now that the heavy armor of your daily survival has been dropped, we can enter the inner sanctuary. With every slow, unforced movement of your drifting awareness, feel a solid foundation of stillness rising around you. We are constructing an inviolable sacred space where your tired mind can finally exist without a single calculation. Imagine the magnificent high walls of your private nighttime refuge materializing silently in the warm velvet darkness. These boundaries are specifically designed to shield your physical being from any external weight or analytical pressure. These protective, silent structures are completely impenetrable to the crushing demands of your active social life. The endless digital notifications, the toxic urgency of deadlines, and the heavy expectations of others cannot enter. They are completely deflected by the dense, warm aura of total emotional safety that is filling this bedroom tonight. You are retroactively locking the heavy, ancient gates to your private world, ensuring your energy is perfectly safe. This clean perimeter belongs exclusively to your soul, a sovereign empire of peace where you rule over the silence. Feel the immense, comforting stability of this architecture as it settles permanently into the deep floor of time. The vast ceiling above your bed is woven from the dark, cooling fibers of the midnight sky to absorb your stress. There are no ticking clocks here, no obligations to fulfill, and absolutely no pressure to pretend you are strong. You can finally discard the suffocating, tight identity you were forced to maintain during the busy daylight hours. Inside this magnificent fortress, you are completely anonymous, beautifully hidden away, and entirely safe from judgment. I know how deeply your mind has craved this absolute, unbothered isolation after a long day of carrying burdens. I know the exact exhaustion of processing endless streams of data when the chaotic world refuses to slow down. That is why this beautiful haven is built with such precise care, a custom-made sanctuary for your crowded mind. Every dark corner of this room is currently filled with a thick, soothing energy that gently repels old anxieties. The walls are expanding outward, giving your resting intellect the vast, open clearance it has been denied all day. Listen to how the steady, continuous rain outside serves as an additional sonic shield for your private kingdom. It creates a beautiful, whispering perimeter of absolute protection, sealing your body inside a warm, dark cocoon. The stressful reality outside these walls is becoming a distant, forgotten dream, a completely meaningless echo. You do not owe a single soul an explanation, an immediate reply, or a fraction of your attention until tomorrow. Right now, your only spiritual duty is to exist peacefully within the secure, open boundaries of this structure. The rich, healing, ambient pads are vibrating softly against the stone-cold certainty of your new fortress. They are infusing the quiet air with a profound sense of unshakable security that coaxes your thoughts to loosen further. Your physical body is sinking deeper into the soft mattress, completely trusting the safety of these heavy walls. The frantic, desperate urgency that dictated your movements for the last 12 hours is dissolving into nothingness. You are fully wrapped in an invisible cloak of absolute protection, a shield that no daily crisis can ever pierce. Look how distant and harmless the pressure in your head feels now that you look at it from behind these walls. The old anxiety is nothing more than a faint, blurry shadow playing on the very edge of your distant horizon. The fortress is completely finished, a monumental sanctuary of open air designed to preserve your precious spirit. Your calm, rhythmic breathing has synchronized perfectly with the slow, majestic pace of this secure, quiet space. The cool air you inhale is pure, clean, and entirely free from the toxic debris of doubt and hypervigilance. You are no longer vulnerable. You are no longer exposed to the harsh, calculating gazes of the crowd. The protective night has claimed your mind as its own, pulling you deep into the safest chambers of this palace. Your inner awareness is drifting away from the structure itself, moving steadily toward the core of your being. The walls will stand firm and watch over you, holding the chaos at bay while you enjoy the spacious silence. We are moving deeper into the center of the fortress, where the ultimate protection shield is waiting to activate. The physical walls of our sanctuary are holding firm, and now it is time to activate the final shield. Slowly witness a translucent, warm dome of pure energy expanding from the deepest center of your quiet mind. It gently rises and curves over your entire bed, creating a flawless, airtight capsule of absolute night protection. As this energetic shield locks into place, my soft voice will begin to recede into the warm background of the room. You are safe to let go of your remaining hypervigilance, because this shield will filter the cold night for you. I know exactly how every inch of this dark capsule feels, because I activate it for myself every single night. I know the precise texture of the suffocating pressure that wraps around your thoughts when the daylight refuses to leave. I lie awake in this exact same heavy silence, watching the dark rain and testing the boundaries of this protective field. It is an incredible comfort to know that we are both completely unreachable to the crushing demands of society right now. This protective layer intercepts any stray residual fragments of toxic anxiety before they can touch your healing spirit. Every bitter word from your past and every heavy expectation for the coming future just bounces off this dome. The shield transforms them into harmless, tiny sparks that instantly dissolve into the wet window pane outside. You can feel your active ego beginning to soften and split into beautiful, quiet rivers of pure sensory relaxation. The heavy necessity to monitor your surroundings or protect yourself from emotional harm has been entirely outsourced. The shield is alive, breathing with the slow cadence of the rain, standing guard over your sovereign, resting soul. Let your consciousness drift like a weightless leaf toward the outer edges of this warm, dark capsule. You can hear the steady rain and the deep ambient pads vibrating softly against the surface of the glowing shield. But you are perfectly warm, completely dry, and entirely insulated in the heavy velvet heart of your private fortress. The analytical part of your brain has officially closed its eyes, completely trusting the absolute authority of this shield. There is no longer a need to maintain your name, your social status, or your complicated human history tonight. You are slipping away from the waking world, turning into a beautifully anonymous observer of the silence. The shield filters out the global anxiety, the collective panic, and the endless friction of human existence. It leaves your mind with nothing but the raw, comforting rhythm of your own slow, steady, and peaceful breathing. Every deeply rooted tension in your head is being pulled out by the heavy magnetic gravity of this dark bed. You are sinking into a profound state of total surrender, where your personal boundaries are melting away. I am watching over this space with you, sharing the magnificent quietness of this completed fortress. We have successfully managed to build a world within a world, a hidden pocket of time where stress cannot live. The night protection shield is glowing with a faint, sleepy warmth that wraps around your heavy, tired eyelids. Your thoughts have completely stopped their frantic spinning, replaced by a deep, dark pool of pure serenity. The rigid control you held so tightly onto for the past 12 hours is slipping through your relaxed fingers. Let the soothing ambient music take full control of your remaining drifting fragments of awareness. The barrier between your mind and the external chaos has become infinitely thick, heavy, and absolute tonight. You are completely wrapped in the protective garment of the midnight hour, hidden where no one can disturb you. The quiet machinery of hypervigilance has ground to a total, permanent halt under the weight of this peace. Your spirit is resting in the sweet, dark vacuum that exists between your head and the rhythm of the falling rain. Prepare your soul to cross the final threshold, leaving even the memory of this painful day behind you. The shield will remain active, glowing silently in the dark to protect your open breathing until the morning light. Your identity is beautifully dissolving, preparing to return to its original, pure, and untouched form. The voice is growing distant now, fading into the rich, continuous texture of the wet, protective night. The deep gates of your truest self are waiting right ahead, shining in the middle of the soft stillness. The night protection shield has completely isolated your existence from the heavy, waking world. The secure fortress around your mind is dead silent, and my voice is now just a faint, fading shadow. You have successfully stepped completely outside of your name, your social roles, and your daily burdens. Every single mask you were forced to wear during the light hours has entirely melted away into the dark. There is no longer any desperate need to perform, to remember your history, or to stay awake anymore. Look into the deep, dark pool of pure stillness that has opened up within your quiet mind tonight. This open space is your baseline state, the magnificent, untouched canvas of your truest and original self. You were always this pure, untroubled silence before the chaotic world built its noisy storm around you. The endless, suffocating mental pressure was just a heavy, tight garment that you have finally dropped. You are returning home to the velvet vacuum where no anxiety or human judgment can ever exist. Feel how beautifully light and empty your consciousness has become under the protection of the night. The constant, painful friction of trying to understand and control everything is completely gone from your chest. Your tired physical body is no longer a tool for work. It is now just pure, resting, hollow energy. You are gently sinking through the soft layers of the mattress, falling into a limitless, dark ocean. The boundaries of your skin are softening, blending perfectly with the warm, deep room around you. Every slow, automatic breath you take is drawing you deeper into the sweet velvet abyss of sleep. You are perfectly safe to stop monitoring your thoughts, safe to stop fighting, and safe to sleep now. The world is operating completely without you now, and it does not require your attention anymore. Let the soothing, repetitive cadence of my final whispers gently pull down your heavy, tired eyelids. You are slipping away from the waking consciousness, turning into the dark, quiet night itself. The analytical mind has completely surrendered its keys to the majestic, protective silence of this bedroom. There are no more sentences left to speak, no more problems to solve, and no more things to remember. Only the deep, dark, and endless peace remains, wrapping your mind in a heavy blanket of rest. Your breathing is a slow, rhythmic, and natural song that synchronizes with the falling rain. You are beautifully dissolving into the velvet background, fading into a permanent state of comfort. Let go of the very last anchor that connects your awareness to this heavy, passing day. The past 12 hours have been entirely erased, leaving your spirit clean, pure, and untouched. The night is holding your mind with an incredible, absolute warmth that promises total safety. You are no longer an active thinker. You are merely a silent, drifting particle in the cosmic dark. The threshold has been crossed, and the deep, restorative sleep is taking total control of your body. My voice is growing smaller now, drifting far away into the rich texture of the ambient pads. It is changing into a harmless, distant echo that is softly blending with the continuous, wet rain. You are completely hidden from the world, beautifully protected within the core of your true self. The dark sanctuary will keep you safe all through the night, filtering your dreams with peace. Yield entirely to the heavy gravity of sleep. Let the dark waters close over your tired mind. There is nothing but the velvet silence, nothing but the rain, and nothing but sleep. The long, exhausting journey through the mental storm is officially over, and you are finally home. Sleep now. Leave the heavy world behind and dissolve completely into the comforting, dark void. Let the beautiful audio tale of this sacred night carry your peaceful soul into the deep morning. Sleep, 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 and return to the beautiful stillness of your true, eternal essence.